it. Whoeverist, the whateverist. Always good to see you, buddy. Braylon, of course, not sure how long you can be here, but wanted to support you. I appreciate the support. You know, you don't even have to stop in. I know you support the network, Braylon. If you're busy, you're busy. Today, I had to capture some more footage of Zaku, which I hope is how you pronounce it, or Zaku. So I thought it would be fun to just capture it on stream, do maybe an hour or so here in the morning, see how far we can get. For those that don't know, this game is developed by PenguinNet. Oh, dog's going nuts. Give me 1 second here. We'll just start playing while they calm down. Okay, so the dogs went nuts. My son is doing his driving school stuff, so he just got home. Glad to see him get home. He's learning to drive. I've taken him out, but as a sort of requirement, you have to go through a driving school. So when you start the game here, you have your choice of 4 different levels, a la Mega Man sort of thing. You have the Thunder Zone, seems to be the hardest. Turtle Zone is the easiest. And then you have Freight Zone and Marine Zone somewhere in the middle. We'll just start with the Turtle Zone. And again, for people that don't know, I think I started explaining it. This is by PenguinNet. It's an Atari Lynx game. It's what they did before the Ricky and Vicky game. And you know what? Actually, let me pause this for just a second. Because I just realized something. I am watching it through the stream, and I'd probably do better to watch it off of my television here. So let's do that. Man, I need a new capture card. That's the next purchase for the channel, is a better capture device. Alright, there we go. So you have a couple of attacks at your disposal. You have the pea shooter here. You can also charge up a shot that goes across the screen. Now you have to charge it up until he looks like he's ready to, or she. Zaku's actually a heroine, not a hero. But you charge it up until she looks like she's gonna be sick. Her face turns red, and then let it go. You can also continue to hold after that point, and she'll get a shield, which effectively prevents projectiles from going through and getting her for a brief period of time. You can take a fair amount of hits, actually, which is nice. And you get to bosses relatively quickly. So this is the business fish. And there are some great nonsensical bosses that I love. Some great creativity here. You have one more attack that I won't be able to show off until we get a little bit deeper into the game. Because right now there's no sound. I mean, I can show it off. So there you can see I'm shooting out fire behind me. So you have a back attack if somebody gets behind you. But essentially this game is Air Zonk. For people who have played the Turbo Graphics or know what that is. Yeah, you're just a heroine flying around trying to basically get back a beta program for developing video games called Rarity 9. And I guess what it does is it lets you create video games like stupid fast. It's the story, and it was stolen by a penguin named Bran. And so he plans on destroying the world with it by flooding it with licensed software, I think is the story. It's kind of nonsensical, the story is. But, you know, it works. The story's not important. And the fact that it's like a video game related story in a video game, some people might find charming. You also have a bigger variety cast of characters than you would initially think. Channel VR is good to see you. Is this a sequel to Warren Robinette's adventure? Yeah. Probably unofficially. So each stage seems to have about 2 or 3 phases, it seems. Or 3 or 4 phases, actually. So this would be phase 2. There's a lot of boss battles, I've noticed. So it's almost like a boss rush game. Which is fine if you like big, you know, screen-filling bosses. Oh, this is Iramsha. She is our rival, essentially. And she is often one of the more tough bosses, from what I can tell, in the levels that she's in. So again, it's all about basically identifying and playing around patterns. First time I picked this up, I went the wrong way, but I don't think it matters. Didn't do so hot. Especially against this battle. This is a tough battle the first time you play it. And then, like, if I were to die, you have to go back to basically the start of this phase. Which makes it a little more difficult, but ain't too bad. And there we go. We've... your volume's super low? It might be. Let me turn up my volume. Is that better? Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me know if that's better or not. This microphone, I might be in the market for another microphone already, because this one has been super low for the recordings too. I'm not sure what happened, but hopefully that's better. If not, then you know, we'll figure something out. I can always try to speak up and enunciate. So this boss battle, this is the first, like, actual of the penguin bosses, and this is where we could use the backfire quite a bit. So once he gets behind us, we can use option 2 to sort of blow him up like that. Your voice is quiet. Okay. Game is, it sounds very high. The microphone has been... Yeah, it's been very low, Ivory. Like, I don't know why, because I haven't changed anything. I haven't even changed where I plugged the mic into, and it's showing really a lot lower. Like, in Audacity, it was not spiking anywhere near it normally does. I don't usually pay attention to what, like, the decibel level is, but it was well below, like, what it normally peaked at. So I think this mic, there's something going on with this mic, I'm not sure. So maybe we need to... Maybe streaming today wasn't such a good idea. Yeah, no, it should be fine if, you know, whatever you normally keep it at. I've noticed that this microphone has been doing a lot worse. Yes, I'm using OBS. Well, I use OBS, Ivory, to stream, but even when I'm doing... audio recordings for my videos via Audacity, it's super low. Like, I had to amplify it quite a bit for my last video. So I think it's something with the mic itself. Hopefully you guys can at least hear me a bit now. It's always, when I don't ask if you guys can hear me, that's when I have the most problems, it seems. Okay. There we go. I use OBS as well for my in-game captures, and the few times I've done that, gotcha. It's better, but yeah, the game audio, your voice is quiet, gotcha. I mean, the volume gain in your voice is much lower output than most other videos and channels I watch. Oh, really? So what, just overall? I don't think it's always this low, is it? I mean, I can amp everything up. I can't turn the mic up any, though. Let me see. So, volume. Let me try something here, everybody. Wait, no, I'm not using that. No, I am using that. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you in on a secret, Ivory. I'm not very good at editing. Everything I'm learning on the fly, and audio is probably my worst area. Okay, how is this better? Here I'm okay with it. At this level, I'm peaking at. I'm still at like -10. Let me try. I think there's something going on with this mic because throughout everything I've been using, it's noticeably lower. Yeah, it takes me a lot longer. Oh my god, my first video, Ivory. Let me know if this is improved or if I'm screaming now. I'll move on to let's just go in order. I don't think I've beaten Freight Zone yet, so we'll try this. I did go in and I manually like turned the microphone volume up to it's like 175%. Okay. Yeah, I cranked it up to 175% of what it recommends. Now, you know this channel is anything but normal. That's the thing. We very much do things in the most backwards way possible. So this is Freight Zone, and again, I do like the idea that you can Mega Man style the levels or go in any order you want. You don't get any new attacks that I've seen. But what I think is cool is, given that it's a, Rarity 9 is sort of like this beta gaming program deal that they got going on as far as the story goes. There are some cameos in this game that comes out of nowhere, especially at the end, which I find very endearing. I love that sort of stuff. Not just in games, but in all media. Yeah, this is a tough game to be good at. I am by no means good at it either. One thing I did learn is that because you pick up these orbs, okay, after you dispose of the enemies, if you guys have noticed that. And I assumed they were health pickups, but they never actually increased my health. But what I've learned is that if you pick up 8 of them and then press option 2, I believe, maybe it was option 1, then you have the ability to use them and get your sort of health increased. Which I would have rather they just increased your health as you picked them up, but it's a neat idea to let you use them when they're needed. Nah, your voice is fine, but the screen tearing is definitely screen tearing. Gotcha. Yeah, the screen tearing, I've talked to Hugo about it, and I'm gonna order a capture card. He's recommended one for me to use. I just haven't. I'm waiting on some financial stability, even though I've ordered a bunch of stuff, you know. The one thing I need, the capture card for the channel, I'm putting off for some reason. But that, before I buy any more game consoles or games, the capture card is going to be the next purchase, because I think it's an important one. Oh, shoot. Oh, I forgot that if you hit start, I was trying to use the power-up thing to get my health back and accidentally reset. That's fine. We're just playing through some levels here, so I lost my progress in the first one, but we'll just go to the marine zone. Yeah, that I'm not sure why that sparkling is happening either. Again, it might have something to do with the capture card. I don't know. But again, that's something I want to improve for the channel sooner rather than later. So hopefully we'll have some new capture equipment, let's say in the next month. You know, with the next Patreon payment, I think I can afford to get it. So we'll be doing that, and then hopefully that'll fix the screen tearing and this sparkling stuff. And just give you guys a better overall experience, I hope. Because this is the same stuff, the same capture software and whatnot that I use for the videos on the channel too. So same capture card, all that stuff. So all these odd effects are everywhere on the channel, and I know I try, if the screen tearing's particularly bad, I tried to not include those in the game reviews, but it sucks when there's something I want to talk about and I have video of it, but the screen tearing is really bad at that part, so I have to decide, do I include the screen tearing, or do I, you know, just not include the video? I don't know. Ultimately, when I set this channel up, obviously I wasn't sure if it was going to be a thing I wanted to invest into a lot, so I bought a lot of basically cheap equipment. And while I would recommend it if you're going to start a YouTube channel, don't invest tons of money. But the thing is, you do need to invest down the road. Like at this point, I think now that it's become apparent that the Atari Network is something I want to continue doing, I need to reinvest. Yeah. When I was playing the haunted house game, you always thought it was part of the game. You know, sometimes it's to the benefit of what I'm doing, but that's far and few in between for sure. So this is the sort of squid ink pen boss. Again, there are some neat ideas for like mid-level bosses that I particularly enjoy. I like the one coming up. If we don't get to it, I'll just reveal it. But yeah, we fought the fish in the suit. Now we're fighting ink pen octopus here. Again, I like that there is a small variety of attacks. It'd be cool if there was power-ups and stuff, but I think the game is fine. The art style is fantastic. And again, I have to thank Osman Salemi, the creator of this game, founder of Penguinet, for giving me this game. Ultimately, he just gave this to me when I reached out to him. And that was incredibly generous of him. I tried to insist that I give him, if not fair market value for it, at least the original asking price. But Osman is such a down-to-earth, incredible guy. He's been a long-time supporter of the Atari Network, and I appreciate him offering to give a box copy. He also gave a flattened box of just the game box. So I have an extra one of those. I'd love to be able to point people to a place where they can obtain this game for a decent price. but it's just not available anywhere, which I think is a crime. It was, as I said, published by Penguin Net, creators of Ricky and Vicky, or it was developed by Ricky and Vicky, Penguin Net, Osmond Salemi, Tail Chow, but it was actually published by, what is it, Super Fighting Team, something like that. I don't have the box next to me. Of course, the one time where I could use it. But, they did a fantastic job all the way around with everything from obviously the game itself, the graphics, the gameplay, the, ancillary materials, the manual, the booklets, the everything. Everything just turned out fantastic. The manual is nice and thick. It's chock full of information. They go in depth on the story. You got some notes from the Osmond and the Super Fighter Team guys. And it's clear that a ton of love went into this package. Okay, let's see. Okay, so like the purple specks going across the screen at the top half, I don't think that is in the game. Yeah, it might. I don't know though, because that was I could see that on my monitor, where the screen tearing I can't. So maybe the Lynx itself is introducing that? I don't know. I'll have to ask Hugo, because I'm running this out of the Lynx through a micro HDMI to HDMI adapter thing, which then goes to the capture card. So I will have to find out. Okay, and now we made it to this boss, which if I die, which this boss seems pretty doable, all things considered. So hopefully I don't die. But you never know. Yep, I died. Okay. Oops. That's alright. We'll get back there. I'll pay better attention to what I'm doing, and we'll perform better this time. Because that is probably the easiest version of her battle, I think. There's a really cool one I want to try to do next. I think it was in Freight Zone, where she has a particularly interesting battle. So I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening, wherever you are in your neck of the woods. I hope it's just been a good day, whether it's just starting, ending. Even if you're watching this months down the road, I hope you're having a great, fantastic day. You know what's funny is when my kids were younger, particularly my girls, they were such sweethearts. They wanted you to have when they wanted you to tell you to have a really good day, they felt like it wasn't enough to tell you just to have a good day. They wanted to make sure you knew how good of a day they wanted you to have, and they particularly loved their toy ponies and stuff. So I would be told to have a great pony day before work and whatnot, which was just absolutely adorable. Of course, I've held on to that, and I still say that to them, but now that they are young ladies, young teenage women, they hate it when I say that. But it's something I'll hold on to. It's one of those cute memories that you wish you could get back. Go back and appreciate more in the time. But now, like, when you say have a great day, we like to add in stuff that the other person likes. Me and my wife have a joke where it's like, okay, she likes to watch Pretty Little Liars and stuff, so, you know, have a great Pretty Little Liars day, and she'll tell me to have a great Atari day. So it's all funny, fun stuff. Like I said, it's weird how the stuff you hold on to from, you know, your kids and their childhood. So again, this is probably the easiest version of Iremsha's boss battles. She is present in every level. So what she does is tries to hold you in place here with her cannon thing. And I died again. Man, I'm doing god awful. Let's I want to show this other one, so let's go over here. Plus I need footage of it. I should show the intro all the way too. We'll make sure we do that. But it's in Freight Zone, so this is probably, I think, the coolest version of her boss battle is in here. So once we get past this part, I think we fight the Freight Zone. I can't remember who the mid-level boss is. We're just here anyway. But I want to get to her boss section. And then we'll show off Lightning Zone as well. So, yeah, as I said before, I have obviously started a new job, which I got really attached to streaming for everybody, and I was really enjoying that in the evenings. So, of course, I had to take a job where I work second shift and I can no longer stream in the evenings. But I never thought I'd get to a point where, you know, I would enjoy it as much as I did, and still do. So I've come to miss it. I want to try to stream in the mornings if there's an audience for it. I think Bliss has the morning market for Atari stuff kind of cornered. And I don't want to, you know, take away his slot or take away from his viewers. But we will do just that if we have to. Tomorrow we have a video coming out. I believe tomorrow's video is going to be, I gave myself $300 and I made a video where I attempted to get as many 7,800. I don't know if it's really as many. I just wanted to get a sizable collection of 7,800 games. I kind of did it in an odd way. But ultimately, I think it's an interesting video. So it's basically collecting for the 7,800 in 2024. What's it like? Is it doable? How are the prices? That sort of thing. So check that video out. And then this Sunday, we of course have our review, our weekly review. This week it's on Double Dragon for the Atari 7800. Again, a game that is, well, just watch the review. And then the following week, I think our video is on my first impressions of owning an XEGS for the first time ever. So lots of good stuff coming up on the channel here. Hope you guys enjoy that stuff. Of course, this weekend is Man vs. 7800. We're going to play Commando, I believe is what we had scheduled. Yeah, right. That's the thing, Ivory. My collection was obtained a while ago, so I just wanted to see what it was like to, if, you know, I got a 2600 plus, what it'd be like to get a collection today. So here, this part kind of teaches you about the option one. The big thing is you don't want to be in her clutches because she's going to power drive you into the ground there. It's kind of a really neat boss battle. I like this one. None of my collection is complete for any system I own, but the 5200, 7800 are closest to completion. provide I was willing to spend money to complete them, and I have not been. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, we're doing Commando this weekend. This also will be the last time we do an early morning stream for Man vs. 7800. So given that the whole idea was everything else, the reason why Man vs. 7800 was an early morning stream is because every other stream on the channel was late at night, or not late at night for somebody old and boring like me. So I wanted to have something a little earlier for, you know, it turned out to be great for people in different time zones and whatnot. But yeah, now that, you know, we no longer have the ability to stream in the evening during the week, Man vs. 7800 is going to move to the evenings. So we'll probably do them Saturdays at, I don't know, let's say 9 o'clock moving forward. My time, obviously, we'll have to adjust for everybody's time zones. But yeah, so Man vs. 7800, this is the last Saturday morning edition. But, oops, wrong button. But, we will still be doing it, and I'm thinking about making it a weekly thing. The biggest thing is I don't want to run out of content and blow through the library too fast. Commando is one of my favorites on 7800, especially if you lock yourself on a spot where you can keep taking out soldiers endlessly with little risk and just rack up the free guys. Yeah, was it you that I was talking about who said you do that? Somebody was telling me that's the way to do it, and I've never actually done it like that, but I would love to. I forgot. Yeah, so then he plops down. Now, I've noticed if you stay up in this corner, you're pretty much safe while he bounces boxes. And then he'll plop back down. And you avoid him perfectly, just like I did there. Oop. See, I try to... Oh, he punched me. He punched me. Once you get about 3 million, you quit. Old, LOL. Yeah, whatever I said. I'm old. These games are old. We're all old. Eventually, we all get old. This game is excellent, and that's why I wish it was more easily accessible. One thing I decided a little while ago was I don't want to cover things that you can't easily get on the channel. But the problem is I really wanted to cover this game because, number one, Osman, programmed it, and Ricky and Vicky is my favorite all-time 7800 game. So I mean, when it comes to Lynx, this was the first game I was interested in doing. But I also don't want to feature a bunch of games on the channel that you guys can't experience without paying a fortune. So I have not seen this one go up on eBay at all. But as everything does, they do pop up from time to time. I don't know what it would go for if it did. That's the other thing is, without any data, really, I don't know what the fair market price of this game would be. But that's the thing about homebrew games is, if you're not there when these things release, it's very much a, you could very much miss out on some great stuff. And I know lately, especially with stuff like Popeye on the 7800 and whatnot, people have kind of felt left out now that you can't get the stuff in the Atari Age store. But it's the whole homebrew thing. They can't make infinite copies of these games. They can't make them forever. So it kind of is, you know, if you're late to the party, it sort of is what it is, you know. See if we can. Timing that part is probably that and backing it too far up and getting hit. Oh man, usually you're safe up in that corner. Let's see here. Yeah, this game borrows a lot from Arizonk. I noticed that too. I can see some screen tearing, but it could also just be the odd frequency output. Yeah. I've noticed the screen tearing isn't as horrible on Lynx stuff, but in general on my streams and catching footage through this particular capture card. Now this capture card, like for the 7800, I use a line doubler that is, I think, like some cheapo off Amazon, and a clear click capture card for stuff like this. So this, the VCS, in general, stuff that you capture through high definition capabilities. So I'm trying to think what else. Oh, the 2600 plus. I basically have just an off-brand capture card that I'm capturing everything through, and that's why there's so much screen tearing. Because again, you know, I had spent more money on getting the you know, the not retro Tink knockoff and the clear click and stuff, that when it came to getting a solution for this type of stuff, I was pretty much out of money and just got something that I think was like $15 off Amazon or eBay or whatever. So that would be why on some of this stuff, the screen tearing and whatnot is so much worse than others. So let's see if we can take this guy out. He's not a hard boss battle, it's just that my timing gets really bad. I think we might have done it. I don't think there's a second part to this. So, hey, we did it. All right, stage clear. Hey, Carolee, the retro gamer. Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Some only get one and done runs. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Ivory. Slipped, maybe a re-release with the new popularity of Atari seems to be getting. Yeah, you know, I can't say much, but I know that Atari's been reaching out to people with limited success, you know, trying to get different things licensed for their different products, such as the Atari VCS and stuff to put on cartridge for their 2600 plus and whatnot. Tim, good to see you. Glad you could pop in for a bit. As always, appreciate you guys coming in. So we've been playing Zaku is what I've been calling it. Maybe it's Zaku, I don't know. For the Atari Lynx, as developed by PenguinNet, Osman Salimi, Tailchow Salimi, released by Super Fighter Team back in 2009. A fantastic Arizonk style game for the Atari Lynx. I knew I had to cover it on the channel, given who developed the game and who, you know, just the name and the creative talent behind it. One of my favorite all-time 7800 games is Ricky and Vicky, which was obviously done by PenguinNet. Not obviously, but, you know, it was done by PenguinNet. And so I wanted to review and cover their other game on the channel, and that's why this is going to be the first Lynx review. It's probably about 2 weeks out. We're capturing some footage here for it, and yeah, we'll have it on the channel soon enough. And then after that, again, I hate to cover things you guys can't easily get, but this is one where I'm making an exception. And then most other reviews will be stuff that, you know, you guys can, you know, either it's widely available as a retail release that was on the console previously, or you can get it as a homebrew that has recently been released and is available from the developers. So this boss is interesting to me. You basically got a toaster. You're shooting little bits of bread. I would call that toast, but that bread is not toasted. That bread is still very much untoasted. So you just pop the bread out and shoot it. I think the hardest part is these small breads. There is quite a bit of them compared to, you know, the other bosses in the game. And it looks like we're not going to get to the fifth and final stage. Again, I do like that they kind of Mega Man styled the levels, and you can choose to play any level at any given time. The reasoning is just, I think, so you can see as many of the levels as possible, because you don't really get any power-ups or anything. That's one thing I wish they would have added, is maybe some pickups, power-ups. You do get the orbs from defeated enemies, but the orbs are strictly for health, and they aren't... The way that the health pickups are done in this game is sort of different. In the sense that they don't just automatically restore your health. You have to collect 8 of them and then utilize them as an item with the option button. Oops. I've never seen this part of the game. That is awesome. It is a flying toaster enemy inspired from After Dark. There you go, yeah. I think the toast should get darker. That's what I was thinking, Ivory Tower Collections. By the way, if you haven't, you know, to the people who are watching this later, or the people in the room, subscribe to Ivory Tower Collections. Crossbow was on the podcast with us one time before. Thank you so much for that, Crossbow. But outside of that, he's somewhat of a technical guru when it comes to this Atari stuff. He's one of those people that are keeping these Ataris working and going all these years later. Keeping them, you know, not only working, but showing people how they can better utilize them in this new era of sort of television standards and stuff. So it's a very useful channel to have bookmarked, absolutely. So let's see if we can defeat the toast enemy. I think then we'll play the intro, and I know this is a bit of a short stream, but like I said, my son got home from driving, and I have to get ready for work and stuff, so we'll probably end after we beat the toast enemy and stuff. But make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy what you see. Greatly appreciated. Always helps the channel. We also, I think we're going to do one morning stream a week. Like I said, I don't want to step on Bliss's toes too much, or the guys that normally do the morning Atari streams. But weekends are going to be our main streaming thing. So this weekend on the channel, Manverse 7800, it'll be the last morning edition. We're going to do Manverse 7800 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I believe that's 7 a.m. Pacific. But we, after that, we'll be doing it in the evenings, probably around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So 7 or 6 Pacific, maybe 10. Maybe we'll do a poll on that. And then we'll also do a Sunday stream as well. So we'll do 2 streams, Manverse 7800 on Saturdays. Sundays, we'll reserve that for newer stuff. Maybe we can do some VCS stuff. I always enjoy streaming the VCS. People seem interested Like, they want to know about the VCS, but they don't want to plop the money down for it, and I absolutely understand that, because the VCS is it's something else. It's a rather expensive piece of hardware, and I don't think it's a great investment for everybody. So maybe on Sundays we can do some more like VCS type stuff, some Lynx stuff. Maybe we can do some Jag CD stuff. I want to stream maybe like Battle Morph, or oops, I was just talking and not even playing the game. I want to stream maybe some Battle Morph or Primal Rage or something. Anybody remember Primal Rage? When I seen that was on the Jaguar CD, I knew I had to play it, because there was a time in the arcades where Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, and Primal Rage like dominated. Like, those 4 games were like the arcade in my area. And there was people, I was always more of a Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct person, but Primal Rage was always had like a cool factor to me, because number one, I love like claymation style stuff, and it's dinosaur. I mean, it's just all around cool. What's to hate about a dinosaur fighting game? Obviously the way it controls, but we were more forgiving in those days. But yeah, I'd love to stream some maybe Primal Rage. There we go. Beat the toaster guy. Let's see. ITC for short is easier to say. Gotcha, ITC. No, just a tinkerer. Sub to you. We were looking forward to the morning stream weekend. Yeah, make sure you join us for the morning stream. I have never made it to this part of the game, I just realized. So I am entering this blindly. So let's see what we get here. Oops. So they drop bombs that spread out. We gotta watch the engines. These guys jump at you. Nope, that was a bad move. So it seems like we want to get out in front of that. Okay. That went about as well as expected. Yeah, Braylon, make sure you pop out for the morning weekend stream. Manverse 7800, I think, is going to become weekly. And then I think as we get through the 7800 library, it's going to become less like... it doesn't have to be 7800. It's in the name, but we can open it up to some other stuff. Why not? I make the rules, right? Right? This is my channel, right? I need you guys to tell me that I'm allowed to make my own rules. No, but... Okay, so it seems like avoiding those... Okay, and I got hit by that. This is a very tight quarters level. Lots of stuff going on here. A little too much stuff for somebody with a brain as tiny as mine to keep track of. So this guy spits the samurai enemies at me. Okay. Okay, I'm used to usually after you defeat the big boss. Hey, Jeremiah, glad to see you. I guess I was right. Does anyone know if there's a fan art of this game's characters? Probably. You're just trying to kill off the last vestiges of the 7800 Pro gamer. No, absolutely not. The Pro 7800, I'm the 7800 Pro gamer. I'm not committing suicide. I am always, make sure you watch this Thursday's video, Jeremiah, because that is a 7800 centric video, so you should get a kick out of that, as I'm paying zero attention to what I'm doing and just talking again. My apologies. My dog is with me because he knows this is about the time we go outside and we play, and he wants to know why we are not doing that. It's because Daddy has to stream. Is it weird? Anybody else think it's weird when you call yourself daddy to your dog and stuff? Like, do you consider yourself the father or mother of your pet? Is that... It just sounds weird to me, like, when I say it. Now the dog is licking my hand. He wants me to know that it is time. It is our time to go outside and throw the ball, as we refer to it. My wife hates it when I call things, like, instead of saying ball, I baby talk the animals, so I say ball and stuff. And I say it to other adults, which I guess is very embarrassing. But I think it's her fault. At this point, she should know that I'm a man-child and very much not a man. The dog is just getting my hand all wet. He's moving the light around. This dog is not having this streaming stuff. I am my pet's owner, not their father. Well, okay, see... I kind of, as I said that, it kind of felt a little weird, but I didn't know if anybody else, went that way. And then fur babies seems to be a thing. Has anybody else heard of fur babies? Like, oh, that's my fur baby. That I kind of steer away from. The whole fur baby thing. This is a tough level, let me tell you. Oh, another one. Very interesting level. This is a very tough level. Okay, we are at the boss is approaching. Oh, yeah. Of course, it's Iramsha. Okay. Okay. More basketballs, gotcha. A rolling basketball, I don't trust that. So, okay. This is a tough battle, let me tell you guys. This is a tough battle. I think we'll give it one more go here, and then we'll show off the intro. My wife is a veterinarian, so the more people see their pets as their kids, the more money she makes, but I find it weird. Yeah, oh, speaking of which, so my mom we've always had pugs in my family, and I recently, up until recently, I had my pug, but she passed away about going on 3 years ago now. But we've always had pugs, and because pugs they have their own set of issues. They usually have like breathing problems and stuff like that, because of the structure of their face and snout and whatnot. You usually get like their nostrils widened and stuff like that to help them with their breathing. But for that reason, we've seen a particular vet who has taken care of all of our pugs over the years. But he was unavailable, so we still went to the same veterinary clinic, but it was a different vet that was available, and we were babysitting my mom's dog. So this woman, the problem with the dog that the dog was having was basically breathing issues, as I said what pugs have. A lot of coughing, just a lot of backward sneezing, and we needed to get him checked out. So she put the dog under to do sort of an inspection of its throat, and told us there was a growth, that they'd have to do a biopsy, a potentially cancerous growth, this and that. One thing, you don't put pugs under with anesthesia unless you are very aware of what's going on. So essentially she did a lot of things wrong, and it was very upsetting for all of us, and the vet actually did things free of charge. They took back our stuff, so it was sort of upsetting for my mom's dog, but again, they didn't charge us for any of it, which was nice. very forgiving, and only the main vet is going to see her pug from now on. But again, pugs are just so different that, you know, you kind of need to know what you're doing. You can't treat them as you would most other dogs. So that is the dog talk for the day. Right now, we've steered away from pugs because we wanted dogs that were more active for our kids to have, you know, be able to bond and play with. No, yeah, pet sitting, babysitting. I use babysitting as a catch-all term, Jeremiah, so, you know, I don't think of it as like, you know, like if I'm watching your Atari collection, I'm babysitting your Atari collection. Which should I start? I should start an Atari babysitting service. You know, the Atari Babysitters Club, maybe. Anybody want to do that with me? I'll watch your Atari collection for you, or your video game collection in general, while you go off to, you know, on vacation and stuff. Somebody needs to watch your games. Just let me watch your games. Anybody remember that Saturday Night Live with Adam Sandler and Chris Farley? Oh, dogs are going nuts. So that must mean that it's close to end time. Yeah, after this fight, we're going to probably cut the stream off. Let's see. This seems like it should be a simple battle. The thing is, there isn't a whole lot of screen real estate, so I'm wondering. Oh, it's got to be the manipulation of the rocket is probably the main thing there. That's the big thing about this game, is it's a lot of trial and error gameplay. Let's let the intro play for a second so you guys can enjoy that. My dog was my fur baby, and I was their mom. There you go, Braylon. Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It just felt weird coming out of my mouth. Oh yeah, that thing on the dog's throat too, it was like a piece of food. So not only did they not have to do that or do a biopsy, but yeah, it's just all around bad. How cool is that intro? What game is that Mega Man, where they have the guy with their hands around the earth? I don't know. At some point I realized that Ironshaw sort of looks like Crystal from Star Fox if she was actually used beyond a background, put a chick for marketing character. At least close enough to make comparison. I mean, they're both basically blue foxes piloting some stuff, right? Though Ironsha's character more reminds me of Fang from Sonic Triple Trouble. Since Fang's indigo color from Sonic Drift 2 is basically the same as Ironsha's. Gotcha. I guess there was a pug at the clinic yesterday, and my special needs daughter asked me if my favorite dog was a pug. I told her no. Favorite dogs. That should be our next stream. We should just do dog talk. So maybe we can fit that in. No games. We'll just put a picture of a dog on the screen. Or we'll just play dog-related games. So scrapyard dog, and that's it. But no, this has been a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate you joining me while I grab some gameplay for an upcoming review. Like I said, make sure you check out tomorrow on the channel. New video going up. How many 7800 games can we get for around $300 or so? You might be surprised by the results. We also have a review of Double Dragon for the 7800. See, Jeremiah, it's too much 7800 on the channel. And you think I'm killing off the 7800. Because we also have Man vs. 7800 this weekend. It's a 7800 kind of week. What can I say? Other than that, check out the Patreon if you're so inclined. We have $2 and $5 tiers. Exclusive stuff going on. Pickup videos. We do watch-alongs. We did an awesome watch-along last Sunday. We watched the game over together. It was quite a bit of fun. We'll be doing more of those. And outside of that, I don't think we really have anything else to talk about. Hopefully I get a better mic, whatever's going on with this microphone. I apologize. And besides that, I guess the only thing left to say is this. The same thing that we say at the end of every stream, and it is this.